Antigua, island of endless beaches. Locals say there are 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. Antigua is truly the gem of the Caribbean. But if you leave the shoreline and move further inland, the money begins to disappear.
Many of the homes there were simply just shacks. And the schools there, many of them didn't have enough power for us when we went to install the labs there.
A lot of the schools we went to didn't really have any computers, and they were, little poor, more rundown schools, and these were the first computers that we were introducing into their classrooms.
To help local schools and children, the Newport Cisco Academy set off with a container full of computers and a group of hardworking students. Prior to the trip, we loaded each computer with Windows XP and educational software. During our spring break, we headed off to Antigua.
Life in Antigua was really laid back, and it was really sunny, which we're not used to.
People are very respectful with each other, and everyone says good morning or hello to everyone, regardless of whether you know them or not. It's it just gives you a feeling of a very welcome feeling, and you just don't really get that here in the United States.
It was very interesting. For the people we lived with, the day-to-day life wasn't a whole lot different because they were the Rotary members, and so the more upscale of the community.
But that starkly contrasts with the relative poverty in the rest of the island.
There was a big contrast between the kind of people who had stuff and the people who didn't.
It was a lot of just working, but also getting to know the people that were there, which was really fun and great.
Schools in Antigua were very colorful. It was interesting because all the children wore uniforms, but every time they looked at you and smiled, and the looks on their faces were really uplifting. I mean, it just felt really good to be there.
The schools did not have a readily available, reliant power supply like we take for granted in the US. Technology is pretty much non-existent compared to what we have here.
We did see a lot of other people there who were, riding to wherever in the backs of pickups, and the landscape was in some places kind of strip cut and lots of brush and stuff. But there was a big contrast between the kind of people who had stuff and the people who didn't.
We'd been preparing for months ahead. We had to have all the computers cloned, and that everything would be all ready to go because we didn't want to waste time installing software down there. We just wanted to be able to get through as many labs as we could and get as much computers into the schools.
Work began after a day or two of rest. Our container had arrived prior to our arrival, and after unpacking and opening our pallets, we got to work.
In Antigua, we set up a bunch of computers in schools. We did about 15 schools, and there were about from anywhere from 5 to 30 computers per lab.
We had a lot of work when we arrived at schools.
First thing I did as team leader was to give out jobs to other people, which would be moving the old computers out of the way.
We would decide where the computers would go.
Checking the power, checking the internet to make sure we had everything that we needed to set up.
Then we'd create the cables and then set up the access point for the internet itself, and then just power on all the computers and put on an updated version of Microsoft Office on it. And then that was all we had to do. My favorite memory of the trip was probably just after all the forever working of the trip. We all got to go down to the beach and hang out with each other.
At one of the schools, we were installing a computer lab and the power went out. So we had trouble moving forward, and we went out to talk to the kids that were at recess, and we ended up watching them play tennis, joining in jump rope. It was pretty cool. They were really interested in the computers, and what we were doing.
I think this is a really great program because a lot of the work we do as students is hands-on with skills we take a lot of pride in and a lot of effort to do well at.
Each time you go on the trip, you get kind of a different taste of the world.
But also, just going to the different countries is a really great experience. Like, we're not giving them computers only. It's like they're giving us a culture.
It's just different every time, and I look forward to seeing what the program is like next year.